I also learned so much from watching Pedro. Pedro is a very unique actor, and I didn't notice a lot of these things about him until I watched him in the editing room.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Bloomberg, writing for Movies in Sweden.
Hi, good to see you again.
Yeah, the feeling is very mutual, and I'm so happy that we got this time together again because the first time I was only allowed to ask you about that first episode, but now we can speak a bit
Yes,
more freely.
yes.
Back then, even I wanted to ask about that time holding the gun, facing Bella, because I thought that was such a moving scene that me as a gamer also wasn't expecting, because that was invented for this show. So I wanted to know a bit more about shooting that scene and how that was for you.
Yeah, I mean, when I read it, I was just like, yes, hell yes. This is exactly an actor's dream, to portray so many conflicting emotions
Exactly.
and and with such a wonderful scene partner who carried that moment. I really, really, really enjoyed the escalation of things. Especially in comparison to the game. It's hard because it's a completely different format, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You have to adapt it in a different way, and I'm really glad that they didn't go with Spore's mask thing because, again, as an actor, you want to be able to show your expressions and portray the moment and have the audience feel what you're feeling, and with a big ass mask on, it's kind of hard. And I'm glad they made it more of a moment. And to me, it was a release of tension, a release of like secrets, a release of pain. And I just love the way that it was edited. Yeah.
Yeah, and speaking about editing, I actually wanted to ask you about that too, because I know that you told me last time how secure you felt on this set, and that I know that actually made you ask if you could sit in on the editing part as well
Mhm.
of the show. And I'm curious what you kind of learned from kind of watching your scenes like an editor would, and if that kind of shaped how you will think about acting in the future.
Absolutely. I actually just shot something recently. It's a music video, and I felt the most involved that I've ever been. I think it taught me to pay attention to more details. It taught me to be pickier. It taught me that there's no such thing as too many takes. And then it taught me about the micro nuances of acting, and also taught me to trust myself because it was interesting watching. There was particular scenes where I had a feeling on the day that it was magic, that it was amazing. It felt that way. And you never
Yeah,
know if it's going to translate, but watching the editing process, I could tell that it did translate. Like, you absolutely trust yourself if you're an actor and you feel it, and then if you feel weird about it, also trust that instinct. And I also learned so much from watching Pedro. Pedro is a very unique actor, and I didn't notice a lot of these things about him until I watched him in the editing room. He just has something else that I can't really describe, but I learned a lot from watching.
I'm so happy to hear that. And we only have like a minute left now, but there is a certain scene in the next episode now as well, when this will be released, and that's when your character tells Bella why she wants to go on, the backstory. So that was really moving too. So if you quickly could say something about that scene.
Yeah, I mean, I think Dina's been holding a lot in, just a lot of secrets as well, and I think she covers it with humor. And I love that we're seeing a more serious side of Dina. I love
Yeah.
that we're seeing, the part of her that just doesn't fuck around. Like, She's like, I will kill someone. I did it when I was 8, so this is no problem for me. I love vengeance, and I will support you in this because she loves Ellie, but also, I like when there's a personal motive and she's not just the side character that will do anything that the main character beckons for. And you hear a little bit about her family from the game, but you don't know much about what happened. So it's also nice as a fan to be able to hear them expand upon that, and and in such a nice way. Because here she is, Ellie's like, all right, we're turning around, and she's like, no, no, I don't give a shit that I have a baby in here. This is what I want to do. And if I know anyone that's like that, it's my mother. A baby would not stop her from getting things done, if she wanted to do it. So, yeah, kudos to that.
I'm so happy for that explanation, and thank you for taking the time to speak with me today again.
Thank you,
Maybe
Jonathan.
this summer with Superman as well. So
Yes, absolutely.
have a great day
Thank you,
now.
Jonathan.
Bye.
Bye.